Niederfalkenstein Castle, a medieval stronghold nestled near Obervellach in Carinthia, Austria, stands as a testament to the region's rich history and architectural evolution. It was constructed in the 12th century by the Lords of Falkenstein, and this fortress is part of the larger Falkenstein fortification complex, which includes the now ruined Oberfalkenstein Castle. Perched on a rocky promontory at an elevation of 843 meters, Niederfalkenstein overlooks the Möll Valley, offering strategic and picturesque views of the surrounding landscape. The earliest recorded mention of the castle dates back to the year 1164, referred to as Falkenstein. The name is believed to derive from the Proto-Germanic term that meant foreigner or stranger, and it possibly alluded to a Roman-speaking settlement in the area. That suggests a connection to the descendants of the ancient Roman city of Carinthia, who may have migrated to the Möll Valley during the Slavic settlement of the Eastern Alps around the 6th century. The Lords of Falkenstein, ministerials under Count Engelbert II of Gorizia, were the initial architects of this formidable structure. Their allegiance to the Meinhardener dynasty and their role as protectors of the Benedictine Millstatt Abbey underscore the castle's early significance in regional politics and ecclesiastical affairs. Niederfalkenstein Castle exemplifies medieval fortification architecture. It was designed to capitalize on its natural surroundings for its defense. The castle's strategic location on a rocky outcrop provided a natural barrier against invaders, while its elevation allowed for surveillance of the Möll Valley and approaching threats. The original structure featured a robust keep, residential quarters, and a chapel that was dedicated to St. John the Baptist, first mentioned in the year 1246. This chapel underwent significant renovations in the year 1772 and remains in use today, reflecting the castle's enduring religious importance. The fortification was originally secured with arch and buttress supports to prevent collapse, and was surrounded by a defensive wall. During the construction of a nearby railway, the wall was repaired and reinforced to withstand the impact of tunnel excavations. The ruins of Oberfalkenstein include a 4-story square keep at the mountainside entrance, preceded by a neck ditch. The palace, now only recognizable by its foundational footprint, was constructed with particularly thick walls. A small Romanesque chapel was also present, where a dedicated chaplain occasionally conducted services. The chapel, dedicated to St. John, was expanded into a church by local farmers in the year 1772 and continues to be used to this day. The church retains its Romanesque core and features a hall, a 2-story wooden gallery, a high altar, and a ceiling painting depicting Christ's baptism. The pulpit displays full-figure images of the evangelist, while the side altar, dedicated to Mary and other sacred artworks, date back to the 18th century. The church also houses a 16th century panel painting of St. Barbara, the patron saint of miners. Throughout its existence, Niederfalkenstein Castle has witnessed numerous political and social transformations. Following the extinction of the Falkenstein lineage around the year 1300, the castle's ownership transitioned through various noble families. On June 24, 1394, Count Henry VI pledged the upper castle to Duke Albert III of Austria. Later, in the year 1460, Emperor Frederick III seized the castle after defeating Count John II of Gorizia. The lower castle was temporarily held by Carinthian knight Andreas von Graben, who then sold it in the year 1462. In 1504, Emperor Maximilian I pawned the castle to Count Julian of Lodron. After Lodron's death in the year 1510, his widow, Apollonia, married Christoph Frankopan, who acquired the castle. Apollonia donated an altarpiece by Jan van Scorel to the Obervellach parish church, depicting St. Christopher, herself, and the castle. Significant funds were required to restore the deteriorating premises during this period, and subsequently, the castle passed through the hands of several noble families. By the time Austrian mountaineer Joseph Kieselach visited in the year 1825, the castle had largely fallen into ruin. The 20th century marked a period of restoration and renewed interest in Niederfalkenstein Castle. Reconstruction efforts began in the year 1905, aiming to preserve the castle's historical integrity while adapting it for contemporary use. However, tragedy struck in the year 1969 when a burglary led to a devastating fire, reducing the palace, the main building, to its foundational walls. The perpetrator, attempting to cover his tracks, was apprehended shortly after the incident, found with stolen silverware. Undeterred, the then owner, Annie Helene Johanna Omechen, a businesswoman with international experience, undertook extensive restoration efforts to rebuild the palace and refurnish the interior with valuable paintings and antiques. Her dedication ensured the castle's preservation for future generations, and following her passing in the year 1987, the property was inherited by her nephews, who continued maintenance and restoration projects. In the year 1998, the castle was sold to the Försterer family, who have since managed the property. Since 2016, Niederfalkenstein Castle has been open to visitors during the summer months, allowing the public to explore its storied halls and appreciate its historical significance.